Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Layim La, Amanawa Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachaha Kodash. Excuse me. Double honors to our apostles, our elder bishops, great meals, doing well. Peace, citation to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children. That Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will have mercy on in these last days, the perilous times, many dangerous times that we're currently living in. Alright, it's your brother Kadash, representing the GMS branch here in Cleveland. Lord willing, to bring out an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the title the Spirit gave me is the Pact of the Future document, the United Nations. Okay? This is a document. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play this video, and then I'm gonna get the definition of what it is. All right. Matter of fact, let me read this important part real quick. I'm gonna read this, and then we're gonna jump up. I'm gonna read this first though. It says annexes. The pact includes two important annexes: Global Digital Compact and Declaration of Future Generations. All right, that's the premise of the pact of the future. All right. What is a pact? A pact is a formal agreement between two or more parties. So it's an agreement by two or more parties. And we know this, in this case, the whole world. Because the scriptures say what? He calls of all, both small, rich, great, and poor. All right? In order to cause of all, that would mean other nations would have to be involved. How many nations are in the United Nations? The United Nations currently has 193 member states. You see that? So 100, let's just put it into perspective. Let's ask one more question. 193 members, right? How many countries are there? That the answer depends on how a country is defined. 193 countries are member states. No, I'm asking how many countries are in the world? Most commonly accepted count is 195 countries in the world. 193 member states of the United Nations. So they're saying 193 countries out of 195 countries is a part of the United Nations. So if that's the case, you can see why the scriptures say what it say. He calls it all. Because why? What is a pact? A pact is a formal agreement between two or more parties. So it will have to be agreed upon, right? What is a contract? A contract is a legally enforced agreement between two or more parties. So it's in a contract and it's agreement. So we understand that this agreement that they're talking about is a contract, a legal contract, right? So this new system that's getting ready to be implemented on the earth is a system of a legal means, okay? Right? Where trade can happen legally, okay? It says one party proposing an agreement, the other party agrees to the offer, which is the acceptance. The consideration, something of value is exchanged, such as money, goods, services, or promises. And then capacity, the parties have the legal ability to enter the contract. Legality, the contract's purpose is lawful. So this is what's getting ready to happen with this new digital system. Okay, so uh it says the Pact of the Future document is a landmark agreement adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on 22 September 2024 during the Summit of the Future, which the summit is a government, top of the government. So the top of these people government, the Edomites government, is discussing the future. Part of their future, don't forget, is to annihilate. They want 500,000 people on the earth. It's 8,000 billion people or so, and they want to annihilate billions of people. Okay? So don't forget that's a part of their future plans as well. You understand? So it says uh and is intended to strengthen international cooperation in addressing major global challenges. Right. And this is what they're doing on the earth. Uh uh you know, uplifting global conflict, war, pestilence, plagues, famines, all right, the lack of all right resources. So now they come in with the solution. Okay. In fact, this is and then we're gonna play that video, Revelations 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay. When you look at this word horn, it's keros. All right. It's keros, which is, horn deals with power. But in this case, and when we go down the I, it says a mighty and valiant helper, the author of deliverance of the Messiah. So he's acting as if he's coming in the behalf of the anointed, which is Hamashiach Yahushua, the Messiah. He's acting as if he's coming with the peace plan, salvation, all right, in the midst of chaos. This is what he's promoting. Okay. Okay. So he has two horns like a lamb. He spake as a dragon. All right, he's the one that's creating the chaos, but then he's coming in as the one who's going to bring the peace, order, ab chaos. Okay, so that's what we're reading. Here it says the main areas covered. The pact contains commitments and actions across 5 board things. Now look at this: sustainable development and financing. Okay, and this is one of the things that is shown. What is it? What is stable coin? Stable coin is a type of stable coin. Stupid. That is designed to keep its value relatively stable, usually being linked or pegged to another asset such as national currency. See that national deals with the abroad, a commodity or a basket of assets. Fiat-backed stablecoins backed by reserves of currency like the U.S. dollar. So since the U.S. dollar is crashing, they're getting ready to submit it to an updated version, which would be the stable coin, because one of one. $1 equals one. There you go. Example, if a stable coin is pegged 1 of 1 to the US dollar, one stable coin is intended to be worth about $1 at all times. So what this would do is it would bring power back to the dollar in a upgraded version. Because for example, let's show you an example. Uh uh how many, let's say, Mexico dollars equal $1? Let's see what comes up. Damn. So, right. So $1 equals 17.37 Mexican pesos. So you see? But so to make it make sense, what I'm saying is that if the dollar is one of one, okay, uh the currency would be like this worldwide. It won't be $17 equals $1, because the currency, this new currency, the US dollar, would be what it is in all the in each country, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It won't be, from my understanding, like $17 equal $1, right? Because the system is going to be one. It's going to be one system. So if the US dollar is backed within itself by $1, then the whole system is going to be the same. Then that would mean Mexico can't have its own formation of it. It has to be according to the system. And that's why the digital system is so important to these devils, because it's going to be trackable. You're not going to any separation is not going to be able to operate on the grid. That's the whole point. That's total control, total dominance. And they're saying stable coin, right? Stable. All right. Stable. Like I always bring out in Isaiah 33:6, stability, knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of thy times. Okay, that's the word stability. Goes into one of the words that says mental equilibrium. All right, what does the word stable mean? And then we're gonna get the video. Don't bear with me. It's all through the spirit. Building or enclosure with stars. No. Trustworthy, right? Right. So he's saying, look, you could trust this new system. Reliable, constant, steadfast, virtuous. Come on, man. And we know this is far from that, because it's going to enslave you. It's deceptive, and therefore it's Diablos is deceiver. So it's of the devil. Durable, unwavering, and we know that's not the case. Physical sense, secure against falling. Institute, right? Established, put in a certain place or position. And this is one who provides a stabler, one who provides food and accommodation for horses. And they see us as is horses. Let's just see what they say. Considered to be like cattle. Let's see. Horses and cattle are both large domesticated livestock animals, but horses are not considered cattle. Horses belong to the species horse and are come on, man. Come on now. The point is that horses have an owner. Okay? This thing just said one provides food and accommodation for horses. So in the sense of what? We will be like those horses or the cattle. The stable coin is going to provide the food and accommodations for the cattle, right? which is the people. So this stable coin is linked, all right, to uh captivity, all right, in a form of digital captivity, man. All right. It says uh so yeah, man. So he's gonna give, like we read in Revelation 13, he's gonna come with the help. Stable. He gonna look. This provides a way. This provides stability. This is this look. This fixes the system, the problems that you have. This is trustworthy, reliable. You know, because why? Stable, balanced, functionable. Because why? When you jump back up to the beginning, what we brought out, it says uh let's read it. Main areas covered. The pact contains commitments and actions across 5 board themes. Sustainable, number one. Development and financing. That's number one. Accelerating progress on the sustainable development goals. They trying to speed this thing up. Why? Because the devil know if he have a short time. Revelations 12:12. It says addressing poverty, inequality, debt, and climate challenges. This is providing a reliable, trustworthy, uh, fixed, and durable system. All right, there's no more debt. Let's get UBI, Universal Basic Income, or UBC, Universal Basic Income, or what's the other one? You know what I'm saying? Give you an allowance and so forth. You know, uh, it says international peace and security, conflict prevention, nuclear disarmament efforts, strengthening peace building and peacekeeping, conflict prevention. You see? This is what? Peace. This is um reliability. All right, salvation. Right? A fixed, again, like I said, stable from what? Conflict. Number two, international peace and security. International is abroad. International is across the board. Different countries. Conflict prevention, like wars, right? Nuclear disarmament efforts, strengthening peace building and peacekeeping. Right? Scriptures say when they should say peace and safety, then comes sudden destruction. Merely paraphrasing. Science, technology, and digital cooperation. Right? Merging it all into one and bringing life to it. Governance of emerging technologies, including AI. Right? That's the political way to say it. Closing digital divides. Promoting reasonable digital and development. Youth and future generations. Greater participation of young people in decision making, considering long-term impacts on future generations. It says transforming global governance, reforming it, right. So making, right. It says reforming international institutions, that could be whatever, making global governance more representative and effective, including discussions on reform of the UN, United Nations Security Council, International Financial Institution. The annexes, like I read earlier, the pact includes 2 important annexes. Global Digital Compact, that's number 1. These are 2 important annexes. What is an annexes? Oh, come on, chat. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Like, come on, they better bring up the same shit, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. You see how they changed it? You see how they changed? Like, come on, man. An axis. Man, it said they bring up two important axes. What is an axis? Okay. Okay. The axes are separate parts that go with the pact and explain or expand on specific topics. For example, one annex is the Global Digital Compact. Another is the Declaration on Future Generations. These annexes are still part of the overall agreement, but they are organized separately so the main text stays clearer and easier to read. Right. So, in a sense, they're saying the fine print. Like you go look up this Pact to the Future, it won't give you the extra details. That's the most important part, which is the annexes. All right. The Global Digital Compact. What is the global? Let me see. What do you mean by global digital compact? It's one of the two the global digital compact is one of the two annexes attached to the UN's Pact of the Future. It is a global agreement style framework created by the UN to guide how countries work together on technology in the digital world. See? So it says what it focuses on making the internet accessible for everyone, reducing the digital divide between rich and poor countries. Right. He calls it all. Bro, we got to read it, bro. So let's jump down. 16, Revelation 13:16, and he calls of all. That's reading the NLT. He required everyone. Right? Both small and great, rich and poor. You see that? It says making the internet accessible for everyone. This is one of the key things. That's why I always mention, the Spirit always has me mention that it's poor people and brothers too as well. Of course, it's individuals, poor people in different countries that's considered poor that still have cell phones and on Instagram. They have access to the internet some way, somehow. That's why they had government free phones. They have smart, bro. They got free phones that are like brand new Androids, man. Up to date phones that people buy in the store regularly, you know? And they have these phones in the poorest parts of the countries, you know, with internet. So the goal is to make everybody accessible to the internet so that you can be a part of the grid. They feed your mind with the want of the grid, and then when the grid comes in its fullness, you won't see the problem or the flaw in the grid. You see? So it says making the internet accessible for everyone. That's what we're reading. Look, he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor. That's everyone, right? Because the currency is going to be attached to the digital grid. Protecting people online. That's one of the things they're pushing, right? Protection from foreigners and hackers. It said AI governance, making sure AI is used responsibly, safe, digital cooperation. What is we reading? Oh, the focus, the global digital compact focus. Digital cooperation between countries, so governments work together instead of acting alone. Right? This is the beast system. Like I said earlier, man, we poured out how it says 193 countries in the UN out of 195, right? It's the so-called numbers. If that's the case, That's a lot of that's over 95% of the countries of the world that are working together some way somehow. They have to all be with the grid. They have to all be a part with the get down of the new system for this to work. One, they're pushing the means of what? No, not being left behind. Why it exists. The union created because technology is growing fast and there are no single global rules that all countries follow. So the idea is to create a shared roadmap for how digital technology should be managed worldwide. It's a shared roadmap. I wanted to ask one more question. I'm gonna play this video. Salakia. Let's see. Oh, is the global digital, what is it called? The global digital compact. No, does the digital, let's do it like that. Does the global digital compact involve let's say digital currency? Yes. 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 Call lawyer Habashimi Awashai. Yes. We don't need to read nothing else, bro. Yes, it does. We know this. Yes. Con. But only indirectly, whatever. And not in the way people usually mean. No, whatever. It says the global digital compact. Of course it involves the money. Of course. Does not create or mandate a UN digital currency, and it does not require countries to adopt crypto, whatever. Right? What it does say about money and digital, it touches on digital finance in a general way, such as supporting safe and include blah 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 blah. But it is not introduced blah 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 blah. Okay. Yes, that's all we needed was the yes. Does the global digital compact involve digital currency? And why did we type that? Because the global digital compact is what? You see, they changed it up on this. The global, where is it at? There you go. Right there. Right here. Why did we type that? Because it's in an annex. An annex, we pulled up what an annex is. It's an extension to the document. You see how they do it? It's the fine print. The most important part of the document is the fine print that you do not see. Because they said it summarized everything what it's about, but the fine print, the so-called annex, all right, it includes what? The annexes are separate parts that go with the pack and explain or expand on specific topics. Before chat cut me off, it said important. And it listed this 2 bullet points. One annex is the global digital compact. What is the global digital compact? Does the global digital compact involve digital currency? Yes. You see? You see that? So, hold on, bear with me. So that's the point. The Pact of the Future document, United Nations. With the most important thing that's involved in this document is the global digital compact, which involves digital currency. We can close the book. You see? But I want to play this video. Let's play this video. Oh my God. Come on, man.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's 2 parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, or end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. Everyone, it says that this is the power structure, fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen,
right? You heard what the Pope said. I think that was the Pope. One of these niggas, man. King Charles, Slovakia. You know what I'm saying? I did a video on that. He said it's mandatory for you to have a digital ID. This is your biometric. This is your tracking. This is your carbon footprint. Right? This is your footprint. Okay? You're already on the grid. They're just gonna make it personalized now to the body. All right, not when you want to access it and no, it's gonna be to the body. It's gonna be access when you're sleeping. All right, because when you sleep, you're not on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You're not fucking watching TV. You're not being programmed while you sleep. So now they want to do it all the way around, and that's gonna give them, in a sense, in their mind, a God status. You know, a God-like status. So,
or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operating.
Right. Revelation 13 and 16. No, let's go to 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. Now that you see this happening, literally, the image of the beast is literally speaking, right? At first, it was through his philosophies, his doctrines, his ways of life, and now it's being upgraded to actual life, being installed within these idols. He's bringing life to the idol. At first, the idols couldn't talk. Dust collected on these idols. It got knocked over. Man had to pick it up. Right? Man created it. But now, yeah, man created these things, but now it can speak back to you. You can ask. I'm doing it right now on Chat GPT. It's speaking back to us. Okay? It's answering questions in real time as if it's a human. I bet right now if I ask Chat, what are you doing? It's going to give an answer. Let's see. Hey Chat, what are you doing right now? Just here responding to you. That is life. This is a demon, bro. Listen, demon just goes into intelligence. I'm it's like I'm talking to a person. I said, hey Chat, what are you doing right now? Meaning in real time, right now at this moment. It responds, just here responding to you. If you're asking what I'm doing behind the scenes, is basically reading your message, figuring out what you're asking, and generating a reply. No separate activities or anything running in the background beyond that. What's up on your side is having a full conversation, man. So this is him giving life to the image of the beast, right? on many levels. It said, and cause of that, as many as would not worship the image, all right, his system of the beast should be killed. I oppose the word, the root word of this word killed here. All right.
Strong's G 615. Apartino.
Apartino. To kill in any way, whatever. That's literally going to happen. All right. And spiritually. To destroy, to allow to perish, extinguish, abolish, to conflict, mortal death. To deprive of spiritual life and procure eternal misery. To deprive of spiritual life. That's funny. To kill, all right. To destroy. You see, some of us gonna have to be martyrs for this truth, man, for this faith. You got, like, your brothers been apostles been saying, you got to prepare your mind for death, man. Because once death is presented, you can flake. All right, you can fold. If your mind haven't been geared to that, especially if you're not one of the elect, because we already know only the elect is gonna be saved. But it goes to the root word of separation, local separation. After verse, emotion, it says of separation of a part from the whole, and the whole in this case would be the system. Okay.
And enforced will be labeled as misinformation as an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands. There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with...
And nothing you can do but call upon the Yahweh Shemi Shai. This is what we were facing, folks. That's what it says, of separation from the part of the whole. The whole, in this case, is the system. Okay? The whole is the system. And this is what she's talking about. This is what we reading here. This is what we're going into tonight. Pact of the Future document. So there you have it. It's a pact of the future. What they want this future to look like, man. Okay? Let's finish this out. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, your dextrose either hand, or in their foreheads, right, your metapon, or your mind, your brain, right? And it goes to the opposite of the face, which will be the back of the head. Some on the side of the head, wherever it's placed, man, it doesn't matter. Because it's all the same thing at the end of the day. You're going to taste the wrath of the Lamb and Yahweh Shah in the presence of the Lamb. The angels in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see, you got to be aligned with this system to keep going in this system. Here's wisdom, let him that have understanding. Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory for praise and worship for our power. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostle, Elder Bishop Great Mills, doing well. Peace, citation, hopefully. Till next time, hey, pass. Hey. Keep the faith, keep hope alive. We almost Shalom, man. A Bible ball.